Hello guys, welcome back to Car Obsession and welcome to another episode of Patsy Rates Cars. If you are new to my channel, firstly hello. If you don't know the format of this video, basically I get my wife Patsy to rate a car from a passenger's perspective. The reason why it is a passenger's perspective is because she can't drive due to an eye condition. Anyway, Patsy, come on down. Why are you all the way over there? She's like miles away, you're in the next county. Hello. This week we have got the brand new Kia ProCeed GT. So as always, Patsy will start off talking about the styling, both outside and inside, and then we'll go for a quick drive. As always, just a quick disclaimer. So we may share the same surname, but we do not necessarily share the same thoughts. So basically, if Patsy says anything rude about the car, Kia, blame her and not me. Take the floor.
I'm trying to think of what I'm going to say because I'm half asleep.
Yeah, Patsy's a bit tired today, so you will have to bear with her.
It's very different from its predecessor.
Yes, it is.
So I'm still undecided as to whether I prefer the hatchback version
Okay.
or the shooting brake version.
Yep.
It depends on what angle I look at it.
So it's just a quick one, guys, just to fill you in if you don't know about this car. So the old ProCeed was a three-door hatchback, whereas as you can see, this is a five-door shooting brake. So the body shape has changed quite dramatically. And here is the rear, the bit that Patsy likes.
The rear of the car.
Yep.
And I do think I like it because I like Porsches, and this does straight away remind me of a Panamera.
Yep, it's very Panamera, yep.
I do like how it's got more of a, I wouldn't say go far to say menacing look, but it has looked like it's been given a slightly meaner streak on this version, but I don't think that's down to the design and styling. I think if this was, it looked like it did, but as a hatchback version, I don't think it would look that good in all honesty.
Yeah, you know, I think it looks dynamic and I think it looks fantastic.
I mean, while we're at the back, what I would say, and I love how the light, if you go that side.
Yeah, I'll go this side.
How the lights kind of start kind of at the hip, should we say?
Yeah, they really wrap around, don't they?
I do like a car where, again, it's preference, where the light carries on around. I think it just adds to the structure of the car.
Yeah, it does.
And it kind of gives it a bit more of a dynamic shape.
Yep.
I do like, now again, each to their own, I do like if you come here, you see how these are kind of little vents?
Yep.
Move them out the way. So you've got like little vents here. I do quite like that because I do think the back panel is quite big. So without these extra little items, it would look.
Yeah,
it wouldn't look. It wouldn't look as good as it does. I think a car like this, because it's got such a big rear, it needs the extra little bits to separate it up.
Yeah, it is a bigger car, so it's longer and lower compared to the Ceed hatchback and the Ceed sports wagon.
One other thing I just want to say about the back is, to some people an exhaust is an exhaust.
Yeah.
But the exhaust has to suit the car.
Yeah.
So what I mean by that is the exhaust here, they're not, is it cylinder the correct word for a normal exhaust shape? Cylinder?
Yeah, or like tube.
Tubular.
Yeah.
Whereas here, they've got more of a sported shape, and they look like they are built into the car. I think if this car had the tubular exhaust, it would look ridiculous. Yeah,
but one thing I will say though is that these are fake, darling. So the real exhaust pipe is in there somewhere. There we go, that's the real exhaust pipe.
But I mean visually.
These are fake.
I mean more visually.
Yep.
If we put around to the side.
What do you think of the alloys?
I like the alloys.
I like the alloys. I will say I do think they are a little bit plain, but they're not ugly, and I do think they do look quite good. They're just a little bit plain.
Talking about alloys, wheels, etc., boots, shoes, feet, trainers, the car, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
When a car, now this is a really small thing, but it bugs the hell out of me.
Okay.
When a car has coloured calipers but only at the front, it drives me
yeah, I see what you mean.
flipping insane.
Yeah.
I want to get a Sharpie pen and just sit there and put my hand through the spokes of the wheel and colour it in.
Yeah.
Whereas this has the red calipers at the rear as well. And what I also like is, again, it's just a touch of colour to make the alloys pop more. You've got the little kind of red cap around the Kia logo.
Yeah. And those are the red calipers for the front and the red surround on the centre badge that Patsy was talking about.
The other thing I want to mention is if there wasn't these touches of detail, this would be a flipping boring car to look at side on. It will. Patsy's always right. Remember that. Happy wife, happy life. The kind of side skirt, should we say, the black and red detailing on the side skirt just makes it pop.
Yeah, it does look nice against the white. Shall we head inside?
No, because we haven't talked about the front.
Okay, well, time's getting on.
So, head on. Just one or two things I want to mention.
Yep.
I actually do, on this car, prefer the front to the rear.
Okay.
When I was talking about the rear earlier, I was preferring that to the old ProCeed GT.
I see, okay.
I really love how they put red in the front grille.
Yes, I love that.
That's the first thing I noticed when it turned up. And also, I wouldn't call it a splitter, but it's kind of near where the splitter is, just the red and black detailing there as well.
Yeah, on the front bumper.
I will say, is if you look nose up and put a Ford badge here, this is a Focus.
Okay.
So look head on, come here.
Right.
Imagine the Ford badge there and kind of look at that whole bonnet. That's a Focus.
I think you say that because the last Focus I had was in white and it was an estate.
No, I'm not talking about the colour, I'm talking about the lights, the bonnet curves, everything.
Okay, well,
if we jump in,
I can't quite see it, so let's move on to the inside.
Black wing mirrors, I like the black wing mirrors.
Yep, the black wing mirrors are quite nice.
So, I'm going to jump in.
Yes.
I'm just going to take my phone out my pocket so I don't stop the recording, so apologies.
No worries, trying to drag any mud in as well, that'd be grand.
Oh, too late. Right. So, I'm just going to close the door, she says, pulling it with a broken wrist.
Yeah, try not to do that, it's not a good idea.
So, first thing I noticed when I got in this car is I love the seating position.
Yep.
When I get in a car and I feel like...
Oh, autofocus, come on.
When I get into the car, and I'm going to try and explain it. You know when you get in and you don't feel like you don't have to lower yourself onto the seat, you're kind of in and on the seat straight away. In here, I like how you open the door and you kind of have to lower yourself into position.
Okay.
I feel in this car that I'm not too low, but I'm low enough to make it feel like it's sporty.
Yeah.
I'm low enough to make me remember I've got in here and it's a GT, it's a ProCeed GT.
Yeah.
Again, the seats, again, as soon as I got in this, one of the first things I said is, these are very comfortable seats.
They are good seats.
Apart from
Go on.
the Recaros in the FK8.
The Civic Type R, Patsy means.
Yeah, Civic Type R.
Not everybody's as nerdy as us.
Not everyone loves Type R as much as me. So you made me lose track now. You mentioned Type R now. I've gone on a tangent. My brain's just gone.
But you was talking about the Type R.
Apart from the seats in the Civic Type R, the FK8, the Recaros, these are probably the next most comfortable seat I've sat in any car you've had.
Oh, okay, that's high praise.
These seats, they're supportive where they need to be. So I don't like seats, if you look here, the bolstering is kind of midway up your leg, upper leg, but then it doesn't continue to be high, so it stops where your hips are, so you don't feel pressed in.
Yep.
Here, you've got the section here, so you don't feel like if you need to put your arm around that so if I show you, like there, I can move my arm freely.
Oh, I see what you mean.
And I like the fact is this faux suede? It's
yes.
Not real suede, yes. Yeah. This is very grippy, you're not sliding about, and just again, the main thing in here for me is I complain when the cabin is too dark and it lacks colour. There's enough colour in here to make it pop. The red detailing on the seat, the red stitching, the stitching on the steering wheel. I love a flat bottom steering wheel.
Yeah.
Oh, the red stitching around the, I'd say gear lever, but it's not, the
gear selector, I suppose.
Gear selector. So I've just got both selector in my head now. And then the detailing here in the panels.
Yeah.
This inside here is a lot better than the previous generation ProCeed GT.
Yeah, it feels more premium and it feels more up to date, but you know, really, it ought to be. It's a new car. Right. Any more thoughts on the inside, or shall we go for a spin?
No, I think we better get going.
Marvellous. Right, shall we give it a bit of beans?
Baked beans.
Now, the car is warm before some of you complain,
I was just
right?
about to say, please tell people that it's warm.
Okay, ready?
3, 2, 1, go!
Bit of wheel spin. And that's 60. Not bad, is it?
Do you know, I'm going to try can't explain this, but do you know how I know a car is good at performing? When you pull off and you feel like your body's going backwards, but all of your insides are going forwards and they're trying to catch up. So the feeling that
I don't know what she's on about.
you get, yes you do.
I genuinely don't.
You get the feeling that you're being pulled back, but because of the motion, everything inside you is kind of going forward at the speed of the car, but you're getting pulled back at the same time.
Apologies if you can't see us too well. You do have black roof lining in here, so it is quite dark in here, and it's
I think you failed. You're wearing black.
I know. They probably can't see me at all. I'm probably just a shadow. So let's talk about what gives this car the power. So it is the same 1.6 litre turbocharged petrol engine from the last car. It offers 201 brake horsepower with 265 newton meters of torque. Unlike the last ProCeed GT, you can't have a manual gearbox. You can only have a 7-speed DCT automatic, which, as a keen driver, I would much prefer to have a manual, but you have to have the 7-speed automatic. There's no choice in that. Power is fed to the front wheels. You will hit 60 miles per hour in 7.2 seconds, which is a little bit faster than the previous car. And this will continue to a top speed of 140 miles per hour. So it's not a slouch, but if you want it to, let's say, rival the new Ford Focus ST Estate, for example, you will find this car, is lacking somewhat.
What I will say is this car does feel as though it would get to 60 miles per hour. So Kia do it 0 to 60, don't they?
Yeah.
Okay. It does feel like this car would get to 60 miles per hour quicker than the time stated. Yes,
I would definitely say this car feels more powerful and faster than than what the stats would suggest.
Yes, and I agree with that. As a passenger, I do feel that this car really could pull itself to 60 miles an hour quicker. You feel this car, what's the word? You feel this car trying its absolute best.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised that in the right conditions you could probably get it under
7 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. It definitely feels quite brawny. The performance is quite good. There is a little bit of delay when you first kind of prod the throttle, but there's no issue. Obviously, I don't want to take over this video because it is, of course, a Patsy Rates Cars video. So let's talk about the ride. How do you find the ride? It's a difficult one, isn't it?
It is, because it is firm, but I don't know how to explain it. It is firm, but it's not past the point of being uncomfortably firm.
Yeah, I won't lie, as a driver, I do find the ride a bit busier than I was expecting, and It's been a long time since I drove the last Kia ProCeed GT, which, as we mentioned earlier, was a 3-door hatchback. But to be honest, I can't quite remember the last car being quite this busy in regard to the ride and suspension. Now, at low speed, it is definitely jiggly and busy. Thankfully, I don't know about you, but I find it does improve with speed, and I think the damping is brilliant. Although it's firm and it's busy, it's never crashy, and the suspension really does take the sting out of potholes or big bumps quite well.
What I was going to say is, although this car is firm and at low speed you are kind of jiggling about, you are moving, it's not uncomfortable. And the fact that this car, when you go through potholes, divots in the road, anything like that, the first time we did that, I kind of braced myself a bit to think it would be quite uncomfortable based on how firm it is. But like you mentioned about the dampers, with this car, you can actually, well, as a passenger, as odd as this sounds, I can feel this car when it goes over potholes or divots or bumps. I can feel it balance and adjust itself out.
Yeah.
It absorbs some of the, what we would normally say, crunch.
It's well composed, isn't it? Right, we're stuck behind this street sweeper, so I'm going to actually turn the car around. Otherwise, we're going to be stuck behind it until the end of time. Oh, it would help if you popped it into reverse, Aaron, wouldn't it? Any more thoughts from you, darling, in regards to, well, not just the ride, but just the car in general?
In general, this is actually a really nice place to be. Inside the car, outside as well, but inside the car, as soon as you get into the car, I'm comfortable, I feel supported, I feel like I've got enough space. I feel low enough in the car to remind me that when I'm in this car, I'm still in a sportier version. There's enough, for example, cubby holes and storage.
What do you think of the handling as a passenger, obviously?
Give it 1 or 2 more corners, because I haven't actually been concentrating on that.
Fair enough.
Let's have a look. I mean, what I will say, and I can say, this car does feel extremely planted. It feels like it responds extremely quickly. It literally wants to work with you to get to, like, round the bend as safely and as quickly as possible. And It feels very grippy to the road.
Yeah, so on the alloys, you've got Michelin Pilot Sport 4 tyres, which I do, which I do highly rate, and on this car, they work, fabulously. They are
Michelin Pilot Sports are very good tyres.
Yeah. Let's get your rating out of 5.
I'm going to actually switch it up and ask you what you think I'd give, and I will write my score down so I don't change it. Bear with me. Let me write this down.
Okay, I've got a number in my head.
1 second.
Before I choke to death.
Please don't choke to death. Lock my screen. What did I say?
4.
No.
Oh. Damn it.
I think you might want to pull over for this.
Just tell me.
5.
Really? Wow, okay.
And just to prove it, I can't, because I've got...
I
typed it in a text message. If you can see, it says 5, just in the message bit.
That really does surprise me.
I can't fault this car.
It's a good car, don't get me wrong.
Don't you dare tell me you're not giving it 5.
I personally wouldn't give it 5.
I will give this 5, and I'll tell you why. This car, and I'll be honest, is not perfect.
Well, then you can't give it 5 stars.
No, let me finish my sentence.
Okay, I will.
Yes, you will, otherwise we'll have discussions afterwards off air. What I was going to say is this car isn't perfect for me, but this isn't just about me. The reason why this has got 5 stars is there is nothing on this car I think needs changing.
Okay. Well, that rain is really starting to come down now.
You're not using your drone, are you?
Well, I was hoping to use my drone today, but no, that clearly won't happen.
So let's get back on track. The reason why this has got 5, there is nothing on this I would change. If this car was in the showroom, I would buy it, no qualms.
Okay.
This car, the infotainment system, spot on. Inside, spot on. The details inside this car, spot on. The outside, in this white, actually looks very, very nice. The outside design and styling, Kia, you massive thumbs up for me. This looks so much better to the previous ProCeed GT. I know that's a hatchback and this is a shooting brake, but Kia, you need to make more cars like this, because this by far is one of the best cars Kia has made.
There we are, you heard it here first. Oh, fantastic. I'm still a bit lost for words, if I'm going to be honest. I was not expecting that rating. Right, so I think it's time for us to end. Any more things you have to say about the car?
As I've been so nice, Kia, I think you should give Aaron one on a long-term loan.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please do give it a massive thumbs up. If you are subscribed, don't forget to click that bell icon.
Ding, 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 ding.
So you get notified every time I, or indeed Patsy and I, make a video. And if you aren't subscribed, guys, come on, what are you waiting for? Be sure to subscribe for more car obsession.
Huff up.
It's a bit wet today.
You've got sweaty hands.
I've got sweaty hands.
Ugh.
So that's why I like to wear driving gloves.